super important because that's feeding future generations, not necessarily of humans, but the future generations of soil. And then the future generations of fucking stardust. And I look up at the night sky and I look at those stars and I go, how long have you been dead? But there's this understanding of what stars are and whether there's inhabited planets around those stars, and the number of stars, the impossibility of there not being other connections and not being other you and you and you and you and you in alternative realities. Of course, these are interesting factors, but the idea of death being an ending doesn't work. Pre-seeing it, right down to names, dates, and times, yes. Does it really freak people out when I tell them I can see this death? Yes, it freaks out everybody. Why? Should I, as a seer, shut my mouth? I will lose my gift. The more I tell what I see, the more I see. So something feeds on something else there. And the more I have and I don't know whether this has got to do with courage, because I link courage with love. I do. And I link courage with at least as much honesty as I can hold on to. And there's all these skills that we're given: astrology, astronomy, weather forecasting, tarot, foresight, being able to sort of like read other people, body language, interesting stuff. We're reading all the time. There's not a day goes by when we're not thinking 24/7 when we're awake, and we don't know where we are when we're asleep, because it's called the little death. And even in witchcraft theory in practice, I put 5 layers of what sleep could be, from short dreams right through to experiences of being in other places and times. Even to the fact that Serenity is my daughter's name, by the way, Serenity and I used to have identical dreams. So therein lies the other question: is death something to do with dreaming? Are we a programmed species? We are working very much on synapses and electromagnetic field energy. There's so much we haven't discovered. And I think that's what we can give each other. It's an alternative to what we've heard time and time again when people talk about passing over, the other side, that God has his reasons. I'm going, what the fuck are you talking about? Because what they're doing is repeating in some kind of a perverse way what they've been told is a fact when no one knows. And can we be comfortable with not knowing? It's the same situation when a person is, you go to the hospital and they'll do everything to keep you alive. But it's the quality of how you think and who you are. And it's the quality of the food you eat and the environment that you're in and what you do within that environment and how much you cherish who you're with and what you're doing, and whether that's doing supposedly nothing. You're breathing and you're breeding trillions of people in your body, on your body. And even, yes, Mira.
I wanted to go back to your friend said the word Maya, Maya being an illusion. Maya is a Sanskrit word, and I'm studying Sanskrit and Hindu philosophy at the moment. And whilst it does mean illusion, it doesn't mean just an illusion, or it doesn't mean that it's false. It means that it's, I mean, Maya doesn't just mean illusion. It means that there's a cosmic dance of a theater going on that we're immersed in, and that there's sort of a quantum field beyond the atoms that is eternal and unchanging, as well as the changing world of material form. So it's not just, oh, it's an illusion and it's not real. But it was making me think, so Hindu philosophy has a lot of quantum science, questioning, mysticism, a lot of stuff about time, space, and reincarnation, and very, very sophisticated words around reincarnation that I'm yet to learn. But one that a Hindu teacher friend of mine brought up recently is karma, which a lot of people in the West misuse as karma, but it's karma. And karma actually is sort of an embodied awareness that we are a recycled experience, and that at any point in the whole of time space, we will be everything else, and everything else will become us. And if we're to live truly from a place that is centered in that, then we want to live well. And I like that because it's got nothing to do with like payback and vengeance and karma's going to get you. It just doesn't make any sense. And so I wanted to bring that in.
Thank you. And yes, I didn't know that. And I understand from a Buddhist point of view.
Well, they're cousins. They're very close.
I studied Buddhism and Tao in my 20s. I was very, very interested in many, many native different traditions, etc. But even within the Sannyasin tradition, they didn't have that understanding. They simplified Maya. They give it to their kids for names. I'm curious about the disruption of colonialist thought and the horror of the way the word karma has been misrepresented as sin. That's what it is. Everything, again, relates back to the idea of a thing or no thing, this objectification, this lack of, I mean, if I look at the big word love, I mean, I'm 100% there. The big word love is where there's no edges to the pond. There's just no place to stop permanently. Nothing will stop life. And that's what this is really about. Even when we talk about death, it's just, it is not just, it's exciting to know that we are the product of absolutely every experience that's ever possible. And it's ever expanding and it's ever contracting.